Hello, my goddesses. Thank you for being here today. I'm going to give you my easy steps of my everyday routine and how I do my makeup. So I begin with one of my very little luxuries. This is the Laneige Lip Mask in the berry flavor. It's my favorite flavor, and you can get this at Sephora. It's actually a lip mask, but I like to use it sometimes when I'm doing my makeup just to prepare my lips and keep them extra hydrated. So I did added my moisturizer, so my skin is semi-prepared, and I did added some sunscreen. Now I do see I do have a small blemish, so I am going to treat it with my little Kiehl's spot treatment. This is a little sample size. Love this product. You put it there and it does its thing, and you can wear it under makeup very nicely. I'm adding a little more eye cream, and I like to gently tap it in, feeling how soft and awakened my skin becomes. I really believe that adding some extra time and just really making sure your skin is fully hydrated, feeling good, that's really going to make your makeup just look more flawless and more beautiful. Before I begin any makeup, I like to remind myself that this is not all about the looks, it's about how I feel. This moment is mine, no rushing, just presence. So I do start with my tinted moisturizer, and I love to use Sisley is the brand. It's very lightweight, yet it gives you enough coverage. I like to use my fingers. I like the warmth of my hands that really evens everything out very beautifully. It almost feels like a little massage that I'm giving myself. There's something so feminine about slowing down, about enjoying this ritual instead of rushing through it. When I move gently, I feel more grounded, more in tune with my beauty and with myself. Step is going to be adding my concealer, and this is from Armani. This is a Luminous Silk Concealer. It's one of my favorites right now. It is lightweight, hydrating, yet it does cover quite a bit. That's why I like it so much without looking cakey. It blends very nicely, and I like to add it under my eyes and around my mouth. Kind of everywhere I see a little bit of shadow. This is going to really brighten those areas up, and it almost gives you like a nice little lift. I do like using my beauty blender. This one is great for really pressing that concealer and making sure that you have enough coverage, and not really using too much of the product. I like to really tap it in and really blend it in. Once my base is completely seamless, now I go in with my cream blush. This is the bright pink color, and it's from Hourglass. I love how this one melts in my skin. It gives me a very natural look, even though it looks quite bright right now. Once everything is all done, you will see that it's actually pretty natural looking. Um, I do like to add a tiny bit on the top of my nose. It just gives it a nice little playful, youthful look that I'm going for. I like to use this MAC palette and in the medium shade, and I like to contour my nose just slightly a little darker, very subtle, just enough to define without changing my shape. I'm going to do my eyebrows. I like to fill them in with my Anastasia powder, and I just like to go in with an angle brush and kind of fill them those gaps. A clean brow always brings structure. For my eyes, I like to use this brown pencil from Armani. It's a beautiful, just dark brown. And I like to mainly work from the middle of my eye to the corner just to give it that lift. and not really going all the way because I like that kind of lift cat eye. And sometimes I add just a little bit in the corners as well, but staying away from the middle of the eye. It doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to use a angle brush, give it a more of a soft look. For the eyes, I smudge with a pencil liner and blend it out with a brush. It gives it a soft feminine depth without being too harsh. Mascara comes next. And this part, I like to take extra time with it. Lashes are so feminine to me. I feel most radiant when I really slow down and enjoy this part. In time with this, quoting every individual lash and just making sure there's no clumps, and that way I get the best effects. So pretty much I'm done with most of my makeup here. I have done everything liquid and cream on my skin and did my eyes and eyebrows. Now I'm going to really spend time touching up with my translucent powder. I think this is one of my favorite parts because it does give me a very nice flawless look. I have combination skin, so I like to focus on the T-zone. If you do have more of a dry skin, I will probably just add a little bit under my eyes, but not really focusing too much everywhere else. So my makeup will last longer. This is my absolute favorite, and it's my YSL palette. It's an eyeshadow palette, yet I use it for everything. As you can see, I feel like there is no rules when it comes to makeup. I feel like you can do whatever you want. Now, there is a gorgeous color in this palette that has a light pink and a peachy color, so I love to dust this on top of my other blush and just add a little more depth. I also use it as my eyeshadow, so I put a little bit on my eyes so it can really unify everything and it really looks effortless, like very natural and effortless makeup because everything is really blended together and it looks like I just woke up like this. And that's the idea, right? Now, there is also a gorgeous color that I love in this palette and it has a little bit of a shimmer, so I use it as my highlighter. As you can see, I love to put it a little bit on my pubic bone and also on my upper cheekbones just to add that glow. And I like to use a little bit on the corner of my eyes as well so it can open up my eyes. And yeah, this really gives me a more glowy looking skin. Definitely my go-to. This is my everyday look. Obviously, when there's special occasions, I do like to do a lot more, but this is my pretty much everyday routine. And this is the final step. On my lips, I like to add a deeper color around the edges and kind of blend it through. So I do the smudging technique on my lips and kind of blend it through, making sure most of my lips have the color. Then I go with my lighter pink color and I like to fill in all the inner corners and kind of mix it in so I have like transition from deeper to a lighter shade. Now I'm going to add my gloss, and this one is the Christian Dior, and it's a very beautiful nude color, and it has a little bit plumping, so it helps your lips look more plumper to the day, and it just gives it that glossy look. So this is my final look, and I just want to remind all of you guys that makeup isn't about covering up, it's about connecting to yourself. This is how I slow down, tune in, and embody my femininity. Thank you for watching. Bye now.